Look at 2017 number 4. So it says at time t equal to 0, a boiled potato is taken from a pot, and then it is described over here. One thing that we want to notice here is that the internal temperature of the potato is 91 degrees Celsius when time t is equal to 0. That's the initial condition. And the internal temperature of the potato is greater than 27 degrees. For time t is greater than 0, the internal temperature of the potato at time t minutes can be modeled by the function h that satisfies the differential equation. So this is the differential equation that we know, where h of t is measured in degrees. So now write an equation of the line tangent and t is equal to 0. Now then in this case what we're going to be doing is we need this condition, and we need to figure out the slope. So let me just write down over here h prime of 0. Then I can use this equation right over here. So it's equal to 1/4 and 91, that was the initial value, minus 27. Now if you have to calculate this one, I believe that this one goes into negative 16. So I think we have everything that we need. Equation would be y minus 91, which is equal to negative 16, I guess t for time, minus 0. So essentially that's the equation that which we can use to approximate when t is equal to 3. Then we get to realize that y is equal to negative 16 times 3 plus 91. Then you get to realize that the answer is 43 degrees Celsius. Alrighty. Now let's look at part B. Double derivative of h respect to time can be used to see if it's underestimate or overestimate. So now what they want you to do is they want you to find the double derivative, and let's see what we end up getting. So double derivative is, I'm going to take the derivative of this one against t one more time. To have that a bit easier calculation done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute negative 1/4 to h and then 27. So we get here h prime is equal to negative 1/4 h and then plus 27 over 4. Therefore we get h double prime is equal to negative 1/4 times h prime and then plus 0. But we realized that h prime was in fact equal to negative 1/4 of negative 1/4 h minus 27. Then since h is always greater than 27, internal temperature of the potato is greater than 27 degrees all the time, we get to realize that this is positive. And then negative makes that into positive. So we realize that for all values, we know that this is always greater than 0. So therefore, h is always concave up. Since h is concave up, we get to realize that approximation from A is what? Underestimation. Alright, that's what we can do. Let's look at part C. Now for t is less than 10, alternate model for the internal temperature can be this equation here. Now find the expression g of t based upon this model. What is the internal temperature and then time t is equal to 3. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to simply solve the differential equation here. So we have, I'm going to bring down g's on one side and then leave the other, meaning negative sign on the other side here. So we get dg over g minus 27 to the 2/3 power is equal to negative dt. Now, of course, what we want to do is we want to integrate both sides. On my left side, you can see that technically, yes, I can use the u sub, but in this case, since coefficient of g is equal to 1, so we can easily see that this must be 3 times g minus 27 to the 1/3 power, because I'm assuming here we have g minus 27 to the negative 2/3 power. By adding 1, we get 1/3, and hence we get this one is equal to negative t plus c. So now I'm going to divide by 3, so we get g minus 27 to the 1/3 power is equal to negative t over 3, still plus c of some sort. Of course, these two c values are not the same. And then to get rid of 1/3, we're going to cube each side. So g minus 27 equals negative t over 3 plus c to the 3 power. Lastly, we get g equals negative t over 3 plus c to the 3rd power plus 27. But the initial condition was when g was equal to 0, when t was equal to 0, g was 91. So we're going to have 91 and then 0 over 3 plus c cubed plus 27. So then when we subtract 27, then what we end up getting here. On my right side, we get c cubed 64. So therefore, c is equal to 4. Then our answer here is g is equal to negative t over 3 plus 4 to the 3rd power plus 27. Now, what they're telling us is, what if t was equal to 3? When t was equal to 3, we get to realize that negative 3 over 3 plus 4. So first component becomes 27 because this is a negative 1. Makes that into 27. Plus another 27, we get 54 degrees. That's basically what we end up getting for number 4. Alrighty, and I'll see you later.